How did we help Connie acquire 2 listings and produce over 4 times return on her investment in just few months of working with us, leveraging the Mescal listing engine? That is exactly what we're going to dive into today. Now, before that though, I just want to show you she's not the only one. We have hundreds and hundreds of other agents that we've been able to help over the past 6 years across USA and Canada. And you can go ahead and check out this page if you want to. But today we're going to be diving into Connie's situation specifically. So here are some notes of her situation when she signed up with us. Let me just pull up my iPad screen here. Boom. So these are the notes from the salesperson when she signed up. So first year as a solo agent. So she was part of the team, transitions being a solo agent, wanted to build her own business, wants to control her time more than anything, was getting fed up with Zillow leads and paying 45% of her commission to Zillow. Wants to increase her seller leads since they take less time and are less disruptive to her life than buyers. Her husband and daughter were both begging her to make a change since her family time was so interrupted. She's friends with top agents and feels like her market is oversaturated, so she recognizes the need to stand out and have a system for listings. That is what the situation was when she signed up with us. And as you can see, she was kind of getting fed up with other lead gen companies and also paying almost half of her commission for the leads, right? And most of those were buyer leads. Which is kind of the challenge for her here. Now, here's a couple proof points. Here's the proof of those 2 listings. So here we can see one, 340K, and here we can see the other one, 305,000. And on the total commissions from those that you can see in here is 9.5 and then, 9.1 and then 10.2. So essentially 19,350 in commissions, gross commission income, obviously. So how did we do this? How did we help her actually acquire these 2 listings through the listing engine? And the answer is pretty simple. You can also see, by the way, here a bit of from the conversation that we have been from the conversations from the CRM as to what we've been doing. So obviously there's text messages, there's voicemails, there's calls, and then you can see appointment sets, and from there, obviously, which handed off this to Connie. She did sign up for our ISA service, which is a separate thing that we also offer, which is why we were calling and setting those appointments for her, right? And then we handed off the lead to her essentially at that point. Before we actually dive into the nitty-gritty on her case, let me just show you around real quick as to the process in a nutshell. So first of all, when it comes to our process to results, when it comes to the listing engine, here is what it looks like. So obviously we do the targeting, we do the marketing, we do the lead generation, and then AI plus, in case a client has the ISA team also from us, then AI plus ISA team is qualifying and booking appointments to the agent into their calendar as a phone consultation. We have some pre-call videos to educate. We have some nurturing in there in place. And then obviously the agent is going to take the phone consultation, follow our framework, and schedule the in-person appointments, the listing appointments, and at the listing appointment, we can offer 2 routes. We can offer cash offer routes, we can offer a listing routes, and depending on what makes the most sense for the seller, then we're gonna move forward with that pathway and obviously get the listing sold and making money out of that. The reason why we can do cash offers and we can do the listing round is because internally we have cash offer specialists who can purchase the homes when it comes to that. Obviously, we're not in a business to buy homes, but when needed to help the seller, and when that it's a win-win situation, then obviously we're going to do that. And then at that point, actually, when we do that, our agent will get the listing at closing of the cash buy. And that way, no matter whether the seller goes with the cash offer or with the normal listing route, our agent is going to win that listing and make commissions out of that. So that's pretty cool. More about that in other resources, and then also if you schedule a game plan session with our team, we can go more in depth into that process itself. However, though, this is the process simplified in a nutshell. That being said, let me show you on my iPad screen as to what it really looks like when it comes to the Connie's situation specifically. So now you should be able to see. Cool, awesome. You guys should be able to see the screen right now. Cool. So as you can see, we have the 2 listings here. So 2 listings so far, which one of them is sold. And the other one is actually, I believe at the time of recording this, pending. The other one is sold already in just a few months. And here's essentially what it looks like. So actually, before going into this, one big thing that most lead gen companies and most real estate agents are doing wrong is that they are doing lead generation for the sake of doing lead generation, right? So what I mean by this is that essentially they are going out there, let's say they're going to Meta, Facebook, Instagram, etc., and they are setting up campaigns to get leads. Okay, so they're setting up campaigns to get leads, and even worse, they're using the native lead forms on platforms like Facebook, which obviously means that they're going to get a low intent leads. So low intent leads, and we do not want that. Okay, the reason is not necessarily that they're doing Facebook lead forms or that they are, generating leads that the intent is low or that those leads won't convert. They do if done the right way and if having the right process. But there's a couple of things that are wrong here. Number one is the fact that they are trying to generate leads and starting from there. Okay, so that's not something we want to do. Okay, the number two is that they do not have a sales process that is tailored, that is designed to match with the marketing process. And that is the biggest reason as to why most lead gen companies and most agents aren't able to convert enough leads to say that, oh, this thing actually works. Okay, so these two things are pretty common to see with other lead gen companies, marketing companies, as well as then when agents are trying to run ads to generate leads or trying to do whatever to generate leads. Okay, so number one, the way we're going to fix this one is that instead of doing lead gen to get leads, we get leads to market to. So instead of doing marketing to get leads, we get leads to market to. So in normal process, like here, what they're doing is they do marketing to get leads. Okay? So the objective is to get leads. What we do is we get leads to market to, which gives us then engaged leads and even better phone consultations. This is a phone, okay? Phone consultations, right? So that's the number one thing that we do differently. Instead of doing marketing to get leads, we get leads to do marketing to being able to get engaged leads, okay? And that's a huge difference. Number two, we actually have a sales process that is designed to fit with the marketing process that we have, okay? So it's designed to fit this process that we have on the marketing side and the lead gen side so that actually able to convert those leads to, in-person appointments, to listings, to closed deals. So the way we fix this is that we actually have designed the marketing process, and then we have designed the sales process. And these together, process, create a listing acquisition process. Okay, so inside of a listing acquisition process, we have marketing process and we have sales process, and both of those needs to be in alignment with each other. They cannot be in a way where the sales process is tailored and decided outside of the marketing process, and the marketing process outside of the sales process. They have to be designed in a way that both match and fit and are in alignment with each other in order for you to have a listing acquisition process that actually works. Okay, because otherwise you're just gonna spend money, you're gonna waste time, you're gonna do all of that stuff, and then you are not able to get listings. And obviously we want to get listings, right? So that is why we have built it that way. Cool. Hopefully we are right now on the same page. Lead gen? No sales process that fits into the marketing process. There's no alignment. Huge red flags. Okay? So instead of doing marketing to get leads, you want to get leads to market to get engaged leads. Big difference. And instead of designing or having a sales process that's not tailored to the marketing process and vice versa, instead of doing it that way, actually taking the time to sit down and think as to, if we do marketing this way, how do we need to do our sales? If we do sales this way, how do we need to do our marketing? And then designing those to be a one process instead of two separate ones, because otherwise you're just gonna lose, right? You're just not gonna able to convert, and you're not gonna able to get listings and make money, right? And because of this number two, when you work with lead gen companies or marketing companies, and if they don't have the sales process, they haven't actually built a proven sales process to fit their marketing process, and they're allowing you to do whatever you want to do on the sales side, you're just going to fail, right? So one thing that we do with our clients, we simply tell them like, hey dude, if you want to get listings and make money, please follow our sales process. Please understand that it's designed to this marketing process. And that means you have to learn. It's bad. You have to learn. You have to learn the new process. And what that also means, you have to unlearn your old process. It doesn't mean that you are bad at sales if you have to learn something new or unlearn something from the past. It just means that the way you're doing sales or the way you're doing lead conversion ain't the way to do lead conversion here if you want to actually get listings consistently, scale, and make money, right? But those two things are crucial. And in both of these, we need us as the marketing company, the lead gen company, and then we need you as the agent. And we have to work together as a team, right? Otherwise, it's not going to work out. Now, hopefully we're on the right, on the same page here. That being said, here's how we do all of that. So when you come in, so in this case, Connie, when she came in, we started with the targeting, then we moved on to the marketing, then we moved on to the qualification, and then we went to the conversion piece, okay? The way how we do the targeting piece is she came in, so Connie came in, and she told us, here are the 3 zip codes that I want to target in. And here's a couple extra ones, couple extra zip codes, just in case, right? And once we had those, what we did is we went out there and we actually built a hyper-targeted list hyper-targeted list of homeowners with likely sell characteristics in those zip codes. And we included expireds, FISBOs, all of that stuff. And just a heads up, in most cases, we start with expireds and doing the marketing to those individuals, because from expireds, we can find quick wins. We can find easy listings. We can find quick money, so to speak, and we can get the cash flow coming in for you, for this agent, right? So in most cases, we start with expireds, then we expand to pro the audiences, etc., etc. However, the main thing is you give us the zip codes, and she gave us the zip codes, and we go out there, we build those lists, and we start our hyper targeting. Once we have that, we move on to the marketing. So as I said, instead of doing marketing to get leads, we get leads to do marketing too, and this is what we handle here. And once we have those leads, once we have the data list, once we have all of that stuff, we actually start with the marketing piece. And for her, for instance, what we did is our cash offer marketing, right? So we started to do our outbound omnichannel cash offer marketing for her, which allowed us to get to have people engaging and conversations with sellers. And from there, scheduling phone consultations to her onto her calendar so that she can take those, get them in the listing appointments, and show them two paths, whether it's cash offer path or listing path. And in both paths, she would win a listing because of the internal resources we have. We have the internal cash buyer. So when you walk in the home, you can be confident like, hey, your home is sold. I have a buyer for you. It's internally part of the program. So that's pretty cool. Nevertheless, we did the marketing piece. So omnichannel outbound marketing, we got the engaged leads, all of that stuff. From there, we transition into qualification. The qualification part is something that we do, likewise the conversion as well, that we do together with the agents. Okay, so the targeting and marketing pretty much done for you. Okay, the qualification is somewhat done for you, but there's obviously done with you elements. So if you have only our AI, then there's more things that you want to do yourself as well when it comes to qualification, doing a bit of micro qualification on the phone consultations that the AI is scheduling, plus on top of that, connecting with other leads to squeeze the juice out of the opportunities that you're getting to being able to get more listings. Hopefully that makes sense. Now, if you also have our ISA, then what happens is that most of the qualification is done by the ISA, by the AI, by the system, etc. But then on top of that, obviously, we're connecting them with you onto a phone consultation. We want you to follow our framework so that you can micro-qualify them and increase the intent, increase the motivation, get those into listing appointments, and that way convert those appointments. But we essentially do the qualification with AI, and then if you add on our ISA, we also do it with our ISA team, which are human appointment setters, essentially. Hopefully that makes sense. Now, then when it comes to the conversion piece, obviously it is converting from lead to phone consult, to in-person appointments, to listing, to close deal. And when it comes to the lead to phone consults, that is done by AI plus ISA plus then obviously you as the agent, or in this case Connie, because you can control and you can get more opportunities from the leads alone as well, even if you would have AI and ISA, right? And the best agents who are winning the most are actually going out there and handling also on top of AI plus ISA, they are handling on top of that a bit of the lead conversion part in there as well, and really learning that skill and game. Then from there, essentially what happens is you're going to take the phone consultation. Connie took the phone consultation, followed our framework, scheduled those into in-person appointments, and from there, normal listing appointment process essentially, with some walkthrough, CMA, all of that stuff, doing a bit of rapport, discovery, and then page show, actual listing presentation, and then a close where we can do A/B close, cash offer routes, listing routes. It's like, hey, here's what it looks like. We have this route, we have this route. What makes the most sense for you, right? And then closing the deal, so to speak, actually getting the agreement signed and all of that stuff. So that's the conversion part. And essentially, as I said already, the Targeting marketing pretty much done for you. Qualification conversion done with you / done for you. There's elements in both, yeah, all of that is to design to get from leads to listings. Okay, and there's multiple different things that makes it different compared to all the other companies out there. But as I said, instead of doing marketing to get leads, we do lead gen to get to market to get engaged leads, and then we actually have the marketing process and the sales process designed together to create a listing acquisition process. And then also the fact that we have the internal resources like actual buyer who can go out there and buy those homes when it comes down to that, right? And a lot of the winning clients right now are doing cash offers. A cash offer marketing, and that is because we have the internal resources that turns those cash offers to listings for you, and that's the big thing. And a couple other reasons why we do cash offers with most when it comes to outbound marketing, it makes your marketing compliant because of the internal resource we have, and also it is an offer that, from marketing standpoint, it is an offer that is different and superior to any other agent calling, let's say, expireds to try to get them just relist their homes, or with some BS, I have a buyer for you in the neighborhood, whatever, which is normally not the truth, but in here is actually true because we have a buyer, right? So that's what makes it different and superior, which also increases your authority and makes you the go-to agent in your market. And then thirdly, it helps with the conversion because it gives simple options for the seller to choose from as to what better fits their profile and their situation when we are at the listing appointments. And then with the A/B close, it's a simple close, and essentially when you walk into homes, you already can be confident that, hey, I got your home sold type of thing. So that just increases conversion. So that way you're going to get more listing opportunities, but also more listings and more closed deals because of the compliance, the difference, making you the authority and the go-to with the actual genuine offers. And then increasing your conversion game at the listing appointments. When it comes to the listing opportunities, by the way, we triple qualify them. So we confirm they are the owner, they have intent, and they are expecting your call when it comes to the appointments that we schedule onto your calendar, right? The big key takeaway that I want to leave you with is that the reason why Connie was able to get 2 listings and over 4x ROI, leveraging the listing engine, even after trying out multiple other things and paying almost half of her commissions to other lead gen companies. By the way, she's paying way lower referral fee with us. And now transitioning from buyers to sellers and starting to acquire listings consistently. The reason why she was able to do that is because a couple of things. Number one, we don't just do marketing to get leads. We get leads to market to get engaged leads. So that's one. Number two, we have a marketing process that is designed to fit a specific sales process and vice versa, which creates an acquisition process. Number three, Connie is an absolute beast. She actually goes out there, calls the leads, has conversations with those, is not looking for reasons as to why something ain't working and complaining and trying to find reasons to quit, but she's always looking for reasons why this works and how to make it work even better and just scale it, right? So she's always looking to win, not to lose. Hopefully that makes sense. So there is always things that we can do. So on our end, there's always things that you can do on your end to win. Hopefully that makes sense, right? But big things, obviously, the lead gen process, then the sales process and marketing process, the acquisition process, and then thirdly, Connie itself. Hopefully that makes sense. If you guys have any questions, let us know, and we'll be doing more of these with other clients as well. Have a good one.